Hey y'all, this is Joe from St. Bernard Acres. I'm out here at the house here in Wheeling. Alex is my able-bodied cameraman. I wanted to give you a tip about something and show you how to save some money maybe, because of what I went through. This is my '06 Ford F-150, and if y'all remember, when did I get this? In March. In March we did the whole front end basically. Moving through everything. It brakes, calipers, upper and lower ball joints, tie rod ends, upper control arms, everything. Because these roads here in Wheeling, for one, and the age of the truck. So we did all that, and my steering started going bad. Like, you would have power steering, and then all of a sudden it would get stuck, and you'd have to force it to turn it, and then you'd have to force it to get it back. It was real weird how it was acting, and sometimes it would steer just fine, sometimes it would get all that jerkiness to it and you could hardly control it. And I thought it was the power steering pump, but because it had power steering except for those certain points where it would, get stuck, I was really confused as what it might be. I took it in to get the tires realigned, to double check that, get them, make sure all the tires were good. And guy told me he thought it was a steering rack or the power steering pump, but I didn't do the pump because it just, the pump just goes out. It doesn't do that kind of stuff. Either the pump is bad or it's good. You don't get that out of it. So what I wound up doing, I replaced the belt. The belt on it was 120,000 miles old. I should have never let it get that old. But I put a new belt on it. That didn't help. And Gail was looking online what all was involved in replacing the power steering pump, because that was going to be my next step, right? And we discovered something. And I'm going to tell you what we discovered, and hopefully you can save some money. Before you put the power steering pump on, or before you put a whole new steering rack on, this is what is happening with these cars. This affects the '04 to the '08 F-150, Expedition, and the Crown Vic. This is the only cars that it does this on. And Ford knows it, and they did a recall on the Crown Vic because this shaft can break and you lose control of the vehicle. Why they think it won't break on the F-150 or the Expedition, I don't know. They took care of the Crown Vic and it was covered under a warranty. But the truck and the Expedition, they said that's normal wear and tear. Go figure. What it is salt spray from the roads corrodes the cheap metal that they used for the intermediate steering shaft. And what was happening when it would get stuck like that, the intermediate shaft has two U-joints on it and a shaft that goes up and down as it's turning. The shaft has to get a little movement. It would reach a point where it was rusted through or rusted out, and it would bind, and you'd have to force it past that bind. And to test it, I took some PB Blaster, just soaked it down, let that soak in there, drove it, and it worked for a couple days. It really helped it a lot, so I knew that was going to be the problem. So I started looking for the shaft. AutoZone had it for $289. Advance Auto had it for $279. And every other model of truck or car or any of them that has an intermediate steering shaft, all of those shafts are in the $50, $60, $70 range. Why are these 300 bucks? Because of what happens to this model, and they know it. You have to replace. Seldom do you ever have to replace a part like this on a vehicle. They just don't go out. How Ford can get away with saying it's a normal wear and tear problem, I don't know, because it never happens on another one of their vehicles. But I'm going to show you what the intermediate steering shaft is. I bought it anyway. Instead of going to AutoZone or Advanced Auto, I went to rockauto.com and I found it for $57. They had one of them, and I bought that dude. It's not too difficult a thing to change if you have the tools in the garage to do it in, and it was not as corroded to the point like mine was. So I'm going to show you where it is on the vehicle, what the new one looks like, and I had them keep me the old one so I can show you what it turned into and what was causing the problem. So I'm going to take the camera now and try to, because it's down inside there, I've got a flashlight, I'm going to try to show you where it is and how there's only 2 bolts involved in the shaft itself, one at the top, one at the bottom. I mean, you have to take things off to get it out of your way. But I will show you what it is and what the new one looks like, and then I'll show you the old one. So I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. So here we are. There's the steering shaft coming out of the dashboard from the steering wheel itself. That's the main shaft. Then this right here is where the intermediate shaft connects. And you see that 13mm bolt right there. That's all you have to take off to slide this shaft down and get it out of, the top part. And if I can follow it down, you can see the U-joint there. And it goes on down. I'm going to have to change position of the camera. This air intake and all this has to be removed so you can get down to it. And down in here, if you look, if I can get it to work, there, I don't think I'm going to be able to see it. This is kind of a waste of y'all's time. Yeah, anyways, down in there is the bottom. I think that's it. Yeah. Way down in there. You can see the bottom of it maybe. But anyway, that's what has to be replaced. Because those U-joints, especially on the bottom end, rust out and bind up. They have no more movement in them. So that's the part to replace before you replace a power steering pump or a steering rack or anything else involved with your power steering. That's what you use. That's what you replace. Try that first. And don't let a belt go 120,000 miles either like I did. I don't know how we got that lucky. But one thing I will tell you, since the belt didn't break, I kept that belt and I put it back behind the seat in case this new belt ever breaks and I'm stuck somewhere. I at least have a belt that will get me somewhere. So just a little friendly tip there. Let me go back and find the old one and show you what the old one looked like.
Okay, Mr. Ed China. Except he has a worthless.
So this is what it turns into. That's the shaft that was taken out, which is, the rust is amazing. Okay. Go. So again, this is the old one. You can see how pitted it is. This is supposed to slide up and down. This is where it would bind up. It would hit that point and you couldn't get it to go anymore. You can see the bushing's cracked. These U-joints, that is supposed to turn these things, and it doesn't work. because that will bind up. These will break. That's what was breaking on all the Crown Vics. You see how nasty that thing is? It's just not able to do its job when it's in this kind of shape. And I had no idea. This was a $60 part, and if it's not in as bad a shape as this one, he said an hour to replace it. Well, this one took him an hour and a half because he didn't expect it to be this bad. But yeah, that's what was causing the problems with the steering. That seemed at first like a power steering problem, power steering pump problem. And it's not. Now the thing drives like brand new again. Because I had all that front end work done, tires rebalanced, front end alignment done, and we're all good again now. So, just my tip to you from it's the 04 to 08 F-150 Expedition and Crown Vics. You got problems with your steering? Look at this. This may be the first thing, and buy it online. Like I said, Rock Auto had it for $57. And now, I have to get another 13 years out of the one we put on there. But that thing just, it amazes me it was in that bad a shape. But that's the salt that comes off the winter roads up here in the north. That's what it does to your cars. I thought that would be more bound up. But it was this right here that you have to, that should move easily. It just gets stuck there. So, there you go. Hope y'all enjoyed that. Hope you got the tip from it. I hope it was helpful to somebody. Remember, you know, if you like this, give it a thumbs up, share it, comment on it, do all those kind of things, hit the little bell and that. I appreciate all the support. Hope you like this. I'm out. All right.